This spreadsheet is going to help you fill out the grade 6 science assignment grade summaries spreadsheet that you're going to use for conferences as part of the discussion between you, your parents, and Mr. Herman and Mr. Kingdon. So you all have this form in front of you. It's a pretty busy form. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need to have Power School open. And you'll have to have semester 1 grades and assignments to view so that you can match them with the things you see on the spreadsheet. So the goal is to have all your assignments show up sort of as colored bars so that you can see, are they high, are they medium, are they low, are they going up, are they going down, things like that. So to do that, we have to actually convert the grades that you get, which are letters like excelling and meeting. We have to convert those to numbers. So here you see the actual conversion scale that says excelling is a 7, developing is a 1, things like that. Now, here you see that in the first semester or second semester, you had certain assignments. The names might be slightly different for Mr. Kingdon's and Mr. Herman's classes, but they should generally be the same because we all had the same assignments. So the first thing you have to do is go into, you have to go into Power School and you have to look and find the assignment. Now you'll see it's called Intro to Living Things Mini Quiz. That is also the first one in the spreadsheet. But the next thing we need to know and just double check is if you look at this column called Standard, there's a section there called Knowledge and Understanding. That's one of the main categories of science that we do, and that's described in the spreadsheet as well. And the last thing you have to look at is here is the grade. Just so you know, sometimes the colors don't match in a way that makes sense. What I mean by that is, look, here you've got the quiz and everything that's part of it is in gray. But if you look at the next assignment where it says a cell is like A, and then you look over here, there's no grade in the white. But that's actually because the two things in the gray below are part of the same cell assignment. So you've got to be careful and just remember that Power School isn't very good with its color coding and that you need to look below the area of the assignment name until you get to the next assignment name. And anything between those two is part of the one above. All right, so we'll go back to Intro to Living Things Mini Quiz. It has to be in the category of Knowledge and Understanding, and the score is a meeting. All right, here we go. So what you're going to notice first of all is that there's 4 tabs along the bottom here. And the one that we're first looking at is called Knowledge Understanding. That's the standard. Okay, next thing you need to know is you need to find the assignment. And here it is, Intro to Living Things Mini Quiz. So we have to enter a grade up here. Now you'll remember that we said that the grades have to be converted, and we know that a meeting is a 5, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a 5 in there. Just notice that you can click on the cells that you need and type in them by making sure that the blue area or whatever color it is there, and then you enter a 5 and hit enter. Notice there's 2 columns to enter things into. You only need to enter it in one. The difference between the columns is actually described here. All the assignments that you can put grades into for the left column were assignments where you were still learning the material, or you could get help on the material in class from the teacher or at home from a sibling or a parent or whoever. All the assignments that can only be entered because there's green in the column on the right, those were assignments where you actually had to show what you know and you couldn't get help from a teacher, a classmate, a parent, anything like that. Those are usually things like quizzes that are done in class, assignments in class, where you work by yourself, and where that's kind of the last chance you get. There isn't a follow-up quiz where you can do some of the same assignments. In any case, we'll do another assignment just so you get the hang of this. Let's have a look. Next up, we have a cell is like A. Remember that? That was your mini poster about cells. What were they like? So if we go back and we click, well, we need to just notice this. We have 2 things. We have application of knowledge and skills. That's one standard. We also have communication. That means that we're going to have to put grades into each of those categories, meaning that there's going to be 2 tabs in the spreadsheet. So we need to keep track. One is a meeting excelling, and one is an excelling. So if we go back we need to find the tab down here that says Application. Click on it. Perfect, there it is. Now we have to go and see, can we find the assignment? There it is. A cell is like A. And if you remember, we said we had a meeting excelling on that. So we look down here, meeting excelling is a 6. So that means we're going to type a 6 in there. Notice it's in the, it's in the category called Can Have Help. You remember we worked on that in class. You could have worked on that at home with friends and family. So that goes in the Can Have Help category. We also need to go back down to the tab that says Communication, because we had a communication grade for that assignment as well. And if you go back up, sure enough, it's in the spreadsheet, a cell is like. That was an excelling, which we see is worth a 7. So we click back in here, we type 7, we hit enter. And just so you see what's happening, I'll zoom back out, and you see that we just entered a 7. Here's the assignment, a cell is like, and look at the bar, it goes up to a 7. Recognize it. If we switch to application, there's the bar for a cell is like there, that's up to a 6, which is a meeting excelling. And we can go back to the first one where we entered a 5 for the Intro to Living Things mini quiz. 5 is a meeting, and look, the bar is reasonably high. Okay, that's the drill. Some of the assignments go into the category called Inquiry Investigation. We can look into one of those. Actually, there it is, the next one. So if we look at the assignment called How Light Affects Gas Exchange in Alodia, that's what we're looking for. We're going to put it in the Inquiry Investigation category or tab, and we're going to give it a score of excelling in the case of the student. So let's go back. We need to be an Inquiry and Investigation, so that's down here. And we need to scroll up. Can't remember what the grade was, but anyway, here's the How Light Affects Gas Exchange. That's it. What did we say? Was that excelling? 7 means excelling. And if we scroll out, you can see the bar for How Light Affects Gas Exchange is really tall. So the goal is to go through PowerSchool and put every assignment into the spreadsheet so that you can actually see how you're doing in the different categories. How's your knowledge and understanding? Is it around meeting? Is it below? Is it above? You can then switch into Inquiry Investigation and see that. Notice in the bar graph as well that the same colors that correspond to the columns, meaning you can have help or still learning, versus you cannot have help and you need to finally show what you know, those colors match in the bars. So you can see, it's possible that you do better on the things that you can have help on than on the things that you do by yourself. That's normal. The goal is for us to see those bright green bars get higher and higher as the year goes on. Otherwise, that's all. You should be able to now go through the spreadsheet on your own. Please bring your MacBook to conferences so that you can show this to your parents. Actually, go through it with them before you arrive so that when you get to conferences, you can use those 5 minutes to talk about sort of strategies, goals, plans, and problems. You don't have to go through the grades. Great. Thanks. Good luck. Ask your teachers any questions if you're still having trouble.